Abu, and I'm the chair for the BCS Gloucestershire, Cheltenham and Gloucester Branch. And we have our speaker, Taiba Hussain, who is a membership professional. And she'll be talking about the benefits of BCS membership. So Taiba is a membership professional with a keen interest in driving membership growth and engagement in the digital space. She is currently the membership engagement coordinator at BCS and has previously worked in charitable organizations, namely in cybersecurity and health and safety. So I will pass it over to Faiba. So the talk will be roughly 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And at the end, we will be taking questions. So after the talk, we'll be taking questions. So yeah, welcome Taiba Hussain, and over to you.
Cool, thanks Abu. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening to join today's session. Oh, let me just there you go. My name is Taiba, and I will be giving everyone an overview of BCS membership benefits and how we can actually help with your career progression and how to actually accelerate and upskill as well. So with the skill set that you currently have, BCS membership will also help strengthen those skills and gain new knowledge as well through the resources that we offer. So I will also go over the resources and tools that we have as part of the BCS membership package. But before I go into the nitty-gritty details of those things, I did want to highlight who we are at BCS, and essentially just go back to basics quickly before I introduce any further. So BCS is known as the British Computer Society, also known as the Chartered Institute for IT. And we are a charity with a Royal Charter, and the Royal Charter is unique to us. And essentially, we are on a mission to ensure that everyone's experience with technology is positive. And we aim to promote and advance education and practice of computing for the benefits of the public. And that goes back to our core mission of making IT good for society. So as part of this mission, we work hard to push and deliver a more competent and ethical profession that represents everyone in society, whichever background you're from, which knowledge that you have, or whatever skill set that you have. We essentially want to represent everyone within society. And so we ensure that we focus and encourage the skills that you adapt over time is essential to helping society thrive. So again, that creates the vision for those two quotes you can see on the screen. So a competent and ethical profession that's diverse and inclusive. And of course, a society that's resilient and thriving in the digital world, ensuring that everyone in society has access to technology and that everyone has access to those digital skills that are currently in demand within the sector as well. By the way, if you do have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat box as I'm speaking. Otherwise, I will also take a Q&A session towards the end of the webinar, and I'll dedicate some time to answer any of the questions that you might have. So what do we do here at BCS? So you can see there are a few things that we do. We help support careers, share expertise, improve education, drive standards, and influence practice. So essentially, in order to achieve these outcomes, we act as a career partner to our members and provide learning opportunities for a range of different interests and career stages. So whatever interest that you currently, whatever kind of topic you are currently interested in, we do have specialist groups around those specific interests and topics that kind of go into a bit more detail and host events around things like that. So for someone who's interested in, for example, cybersecurity or domain architecture, or data science, whatever you specialize in or interested in, essentially we have specialist groups that will help you further develop those kind of specialist areas. We also share expertise, and so we provide networking opportunities through our community groups, like I just mentioned. And we also work closely with government and schools, universities, and other higher education institutes to improve the computing education as well. As well as that, we also help drive standards, again, like I mentioned, so through the professionalism as a membership body. It's really important that everyone kind of adheres to the professional code of conduct, and that however you approach your work, it's done in the most ethical way, in ensuring that your work is trusted and, of course, ethical. And we also do this through influence in practice. So we inform tech policy and regulation as well through, our policy space, and we give our members an opportunity to actually get involved in this work as well. So these are just a few things of how BCS membership can help you kind of improve and progress even further by getting involved in these types of things. So how can BCS support you as an individual? So we act as a career partner, like I mentioned. So we help support you. We support you long term with learning alongside ensuring that you keep up with the ethical and professional standards. We offer a membership package that's practical, including career development and guidance tools and resources. So we have loads of e-learning resources, for example, to help you progress and improve on your CPD. And we also have things like CV building tools and interview preparation tools as well for those who eventually will go into the full-time kind of world of work. And again, it will really help scrub up on your kind of CV and interview techniques as well. We also give you access to communities through local and specialist networks and events. So wherever you are based in the UK, we do have a specialist group near you. We've got over 50 specialist groups across the UK, and there's always new specialist groups forming as well. So if you keep up on LinkedIn, we do have pages dedicated to those specialist groups where they announce events and host workshops and things like that. There is a short video, but for the essence of time, I won't play it, but I do suggest you have a look at the video. Myself and my colleague recorded this back in our London office. So we have an office in central London. In case you do have access to the London office, I highly recommend popping into there. There's free, access to rooms and offices, and again, it's a really cool space to work with. And this video highlights all the student membership benefits as well. That I recorded myself quite previously. There is a YouTube link there as well that you can click on. So once I share these slides and you have access to the slides, feel free to click on that YouTube link and have a look for yourself. So like I mentioned earlier, in order to be a trusted and ethical professional within the profession, it's important that you adhere to the code of conduct. So every BCS member agrees to our code of conduct that defines the values we share as a community, who are committed to being responsible and ethical as well within the technological space. And so this serves as a unique and powerful endorsement and of your integrity, and it's a code of ethics for IT professionals. Essentially, it sets out the ethical standards which our members agree to maintain and promote as well. So once you kind of sign up as a member and you've agreed to the code of conduct, you're accepting your professional duty and your commitment to working within the public interest as well. And again, this is something that employers favor a lot as well when they see that you're part of a professional body. Again, they will see that you are someone who's committed to the profession and someone who actually wants to, further progress and accelerate within their career, because you've joined, you're part of the kind of wider tech community, and so you're connecting with like-minded professionals, and so employers see that as a good thing almost, because they know how dedicated you are to the industry. And again, it falls back on our role charter, which is, of course, setting that standard for the competence that you deliver. So this, I've created a little table here, essentially that's categorized into 5 different personas. And it kind of depends on where you currently are at, where our members are at within their careers. But essentially, this is a benefits table to kind of help show you what the things that you can kind of get involved with, and how you can kind of find your career path and how you can kind of gain skills and expertise as well. So yeah, depending on where you are and where you see yourself, our member benefits can help you progress even further. So I won't kind of go into too much detail around each bullet point, but I will highlight some things that I think will be really useful for you and help kind of support and improve your skill set even further. So those who are looking to get on track, so those who are currently still studying in the first year or the second year, again, you might have, for example, you might currently have a part-time job, and so we have a CV builder tool that will help brush up even more, brush up on your CV even more so, and also give it that professional kind of look. So we do have a CV builder tool where you can build a CV from scratch, but or you can kind of create a brand new CV, or you can also submit your current CV that you have. And what that will do is it will help kind of brush up on your current CV and suggest any improvements or ways to make it more attractive to the employer when you are applying for full-time roles eventually within the sector. We also have a CV 360 evaluation tool as well. So that uses ATS technology to scan and assess your CV. And it eliminates any unnecessary or like repeated words and creates like a word cloud to include words that are better suited for the role that you are applying for. And we also have loads of employability workshops as well that touches on things that are required, that skills that are required within the workplace, and also in within technology. For those who are looking to get knowledge and get access to things like reports and webinars, again, we've got e-newsletters that's usually sent out to your inbox on a weekly or monthly basis. And it's a really good way to keep on track with the current industry trends. And again, things like you also get things like a discount on BCS books as well for those who want to kind of buy any of our BCS publications. Yeah, you get a 25% discount as well. And again, just kind of saves you money whenever you need it the most. Those who want to kind of get recognized with the industry, we do have a PDP tool where once you complete CPD online, you can actually record it and kind of track it as well. And it's a really good way for evidencing your CPD that you've undergone and undertaken as well. And it's a really good way to show the employer that you have taken accredited courses by the BCS. Within your own time, and being able to actually showcase that to the employer is something that workplaces also favor as well. For those who have joined, who are interested in joining membership to make connections, it's a really good way, again, to boost your networking opportunities. So attending things like events in person or even online is a really good way to network with like-minded professionals. And getting involved with our community forum is also an excellent way to see what others are doing within the industry, and also kind of connecting with those as well. One thing I recommend kind of looking at is the career mentoring network. It's a really good way to kind of network with other professionals within the industry who are currently mentors. So if you're someone who's seeking a mentor, it essentially allows you to locate members through a matching process. So if you want to be a mentee and want to be mentored by someone within the industry, again, it's a really good way to kind of connect with those. So if you're someone who's interested in knowing more about specific topics, so like around cybersecurity or data management, or domain architecture, things like that, we do have loads of mentors who specialize in these topics. And again, it's a really good way to actually kind of get involved and seek help from those as well, from those professionals. And finally, we also have members who join to become influential. So we also have members who join later as well within their careers. And again, those who want to lead in the industry, thinking of being a thought leader within the industry and actually growing the industry voice, we do give opportunities for our members to speak at events as well, whether that's in person or online. So some of the things that I've highlighted are some of the ways that you can actually get involved with BCS membership, and I highly encourage you guys to actually have a further look into this. And again, it's a really good way to help boost your profile essentially within the community. So another great benefit of being a member is, of course, our community. So I've mentioned this a few times, but essentially we have, firstly, we have over 70,000 members here at BCS, and our members are at the heart of what we do. So our member experience is really important to us, because it helps us, produce those ethical professionals within the industry, and it shows how each professional in the industry can demonstrate the competency within the industry, and also shows how they can kind of get involved with things like our events and our kind of other networking opportunities. And so we have over 100 member communities, which is broken down into two. So we've got the regional branches, which we've got 50 regional branches, and then we've also got 50 specialist groups as well. But essentially, our branches are located across the UK. They are member-led groups that encompass BCS members from a specific area or region within the UK, and provide a chance for members to network and make connections within their local area. You can hear from speakers as well on a diverse range of topics. So again, our branches are a really good way to connect with IT professionals and organisations that might be nearby to you as well. And again, they highlight different issues within the IT industry. And of course, we also got our specialist groups as well. So these groups focus on particular topics within tech. So, for example, those who might be interested in healthcare, data and healthcare, those who are interested in like I mentioned, cybersecurity, or even project management, things like that. We've got loads of special interest groups based on the topics that you are interested in. And again, it's a really good way to learn about the IT industry. And so members of these groups share ideas and knowledge and experiences as well, through things like discussions and debates and online talks as well. And so it's a really good way to collaborate with loads of different organisations and help influence and shape policy at the same time. So these are the topics, just a few discussed as part of our specialist groups. Namely, you can see they kind of focus on early careers and those who are trying to kind of navigate their way around the industry as well. So these are just some of the specialist groups highlights and events that has happened in recent times. And there was, workshops around future competencies within IT, and you can have a look at our website under our events page. There are loads of other specialist group events on there as well. In fact, I'm just going to share that now quickly, the events calendar, where you can have a look on our page and see which events interest you. Just going to type it in the chat box. There you are, so you can have access to that events calendar. So I spoke a lot about the community and the specialist groups and things like that, but our student chapters also fall under the BCS community as well. So essentially, a student chapter is like a group that's formed that includes like-minded students who are passionate about enhancing the student experience and making those connections within the industry. And once these groups are formed, it's a really good way to develop key transferable skills and actually kind of take an ownership and opportunities to actually set yourself apart from your peers within the industry as well. And again, it's a really good thing to put on your CV as well, that you are part of a student chapter that's been organized by your student committee, for example. So essentially, again, if you have any ideas, or if there's something that you might be interested in organizing, I do highly recommend you forming a student chapter, because you get to have an insight into expert knowledge, and also industry expert guest speakers that you can source from the BCS team. We also have events, ideas and competitions and things like hackathons as well that we also host at universities. And again, you also get to attend career inspiration talks, and that's a really good way to actually network and make those connections face to face, especially. In addition to that as well, BCS do fund your events as well. If you are thinking of creating a student chapter, BCS will 100% back you as well on this, because they were able to fund for your events, and they'll actually be able to tailor these events specifically to your branch. So creating a student chapter is something that I highly recommend and encourage you to also have a look at, especially for those who are within their first or second year of university as well. So these are a few photos of the events that were hosted and organised by our student chapters. You can see that we hosted an insight into IT careers panel at our Swindon office back in 2023. We also sponsored the Brunel University Hackathon as well. And if you look on our student chapters website, which I'm actually going to share the link to that as well. So once you kind of log into your member profile, you can have access to our community forum. And through that, you can access the student chapters. But essentially, I'm just going to share the link now, and then you can actually see what events are happening near you, or what events will be happening soon as well. Just bear with me while I get the link up. Cool, I'm just going to pop it in the chat now, so you can also have a look at that when you get the time. Yes, there you go. And we also have things like competitions as well that's run by our specialist groups as well. So we have a BCS e-learning specialist group. And we also have specialist groups around like animation and games development and things like that as well. And it's a really cool way to kind of get involved in those type of events as well. So I'm just going to pop the link for that as well if you are interested in those type of community competitions as well. But I highly recommend you kind of just get yourself out there and just explore and see how you can actually connect with your local tech community, because that's a really good approach to actually broaden your network base as well. So I spoke a bit about BCS membership and how it can help you with your career, but I also wanted to touch on the employability aspect of it as well. So I wanted to touch on transferable skills and personal branding. So transferable skills can be developed obviously throughout your career, from primary education all the way to obviously your career as well. And this can be done through things like academia, so university, but also like voluntary work and work experience, and of course the employment as well, because it does also develop through your career. And so essentially competency in transferable skills can help you become a valued employee with any kind of industry that you work in. So that's something that's, transferable skills are used throughout essentially your life. And, it can also be used in your personal life as well. So like communicating with others, listening to others, and things like that. So I did want to also set a quick little task in no particular order. So the World Economic Forum asked employers to identify the top 10 skills which grow in prominence over the next few years. So in no particular, what do you think these skills are? Feel free to pop it in the chat. I'll be quite keen to see what you think the type of skills are growing and will grow further in the next few years. Cool. I can see a few people have popped in AI, soft skills, cybersecurity. Yeah, definitely. A few more. What else do you think? Cloud architecture. Yep, definitely. So it's really important to have the balance between soft skills and hard skills as well. So a lot of the comments, a lot of the answers are kind of focusing on the hard technical skills, but also things like soft skills as well. When I spoke about transferable skills, that kind of comes under it as well. So a lot of people are saying cloud computing, data management. Yep, 100% agree there as well. So thank you so much for those who have left some answers. So these are the top 10 skills that are required based on the World Economic Forum results. So essentially analytical thinking and innovation is the top, and of course you've got active learning strategies. You've got also leadership and social influence as well. Obviously the rise of social media, and actually just kind of just getting yourself out there and building your profile again. Kind of that in this day and age, that's what a lot of people are doing, and it's something that's currently favored within the industry as well, in order to actually put yourself out there. Technology design and programming as well, based on the skills that we are currently kind of improving on and learning, and of course flexibility and problem solving as well. So these are the top 10 skills of 2025. So again, you can see on the bottom left corner, the type of skill is problem solving, self-management, working with people. So again, teamwork, and of course technological use and development as well. So these are the things that are hugely favoured by employers, and that's something that employers are looking for in this current kind of day and age as well, in this current technological age. But why are these so important? So the reason why I kind of asked everyone is to kind of have a think about why they're important. And they're important in many different aspects, you know, creating a varied career path. Again, it kind of gives you, it makes you a more of a stronger, you know, candidate when it comes to applying for jobs and things like that. The more experience that you have, the more you kind of put yourself out there in different kind of sectors, the more wealth of experience that you have, and I guess the more diverse your skills will be. And of course, you know, universal and lifelong relevance as well. You know, communicating on a day-to-day in a professional capacity and in your personal capacity is something that you want to be able to do effectively and, you know, coherently as well. So having those kind of skills is universal as well, because we essentially use it in our day-to-day lives anyway. And it's a really good way for personal development as well, especially when you're someone who is looking to build, you know, personal brand or kind of build on your personal profile. And it kind of comes down to personal development on there as well. So these are a few of the skills that I wanted to highlight, just those that are in demand right now. So those who have already popped in cloud computing, you know, data management, cybersecurity, things like that in the chat. Again, these are essential skills that are you know, that are required and are in demand right now by employers. You know, as technology is ever evolving, and so we're always adapting to new changes. So it's really important that we keep up with these changes as well. So just for example, you know, AI is now being kind of used in schools and also in the healthcare sector as well too, when it comes to patients keeping patients records and things like that. It just makes it a lot easier for you know, employers like teachers and doctors and things like that when it comes to actually kind of delivering their work and doing their jobs right as well. And again, you know, those again, essentially, AI, you know, if we look at kind of AI regulation, it is kind of almost shaping the world around us as well. Maybe in that case, we might need more AI developers, and things like even cloud computing. You know, new systems are always being built almost every day as well. So we have to kind of keep up with these trends, and so we have to also ask ourselves, how do these technological skills make a good impact in our society? How is it helping us as individuals, but also how is it helping other groups within society? So, you know, hospitals and schools, things like that as well, and factory workers and things like that. How is it also helping them? You know, what the skills that I currently have, how are my skills helping those you know, foundations within society as well? And that kind of goes back to our mission as a membership body at BCS. How can we make IT good for society? It kind of comes down to that as well. So I wanted to touch on personal brand now. A personal brand, I'm sure you perhaps have heard of it, but it's a really good way to showcase your accomplishments based on the individual. And so in a personal brand, the value is placed on the individual's identity and reputation, and what value they can add to different environments and organizations or people. But essentially, it is an ongoing process of marketing yourself and your passions and experiences as well. We've got loads of resources on our e-learning platform, Springboard, that can help you build your personal brand. We've also got BCS Discover, which again, one way is if you complete like CPD resources, for example, online resources that help you kind of sharpen sharpen up your personal branding as well. It's a really good way to also do that through our BCS Discover. But this is a little snippet of modules that we have on our e-learning platform that you can also have a look at and read around personal branding as well, which I highly recommend you have a look at. So you can see the pie chart here. Below, you've got the elements that make up your personal brand. So if you showcase these elements, you're well on your way to becoming the best version of yourself. And of course, your skill set as well that you bring to the workplace, the knowledge that you've acquired, the voice that you bring, your strengths and your actual purpose as well. Again, these all form your personal branding, and it's almost like, kind of goes back to the point of me saying marketing yourself. So once you kind of put these elements into place, again, it's a really good opportunity to put yourself out there and again, brand yourself as much as you can on your professional platform. So if any of you have a LinkedIn page, for example, it's a really good way to put yourself out there for employers, but also for your peers as well, and just kind of boast about your skills and knowledge and the purpose you bring to the industry. So here, before we finish off today's session, I did want to finish with some quotes from our BCS members where they have expressed how much of a positive impact BCS has had on their careers and how it's helped them access opportunities within the space. So here are a few quotes from our professional members and also our fellows as well that I have that I will kind of let you read. But you can see that they have said that it's allowed them to access a wealth of networking opportunities across a wide range of IT professionals, and again develop those valuable professional relationships. And of course, having the post-nominals after their name as well, it again gave them the opportunity to be noticed by employers as well. So you do have opportunity to use the post-nominals against your name once you become associate member or a professional member as well. And again, it's a really good way to set yourself apart within the industry. We've also produced a digital handbook for those early careers or those who want to know a bit more about the industry. And so essentially it's a creation of content and member benefits that we think will help support you at your whatever kind of stage you're currently at. And it is targeted for students and early careers as well. So once you log into your membership portal, you do have access to this as well in your member profile. Essentially, once you become a member, you will get a digital welcome pack that includes the membership card, your digital PIN, and your certificate as well. And you're more than welcome to share this on your professional networks, so your LinkedIn. You can also put it on your CV as well to show employers and things like that as well. So I do also recommend you saving these and sharing wherever possible. So that leads us towards the end of the session. I am more than happy to take on questions now. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask. Someone has asked, how much is membership? So for student memberships, it is free for the duration of your student kind of life at university, and then after that there is a tiered pricing after that, but essentially it is already being paid for by the university, so but it is free for students. Thank you for your
Thank you very
question,
much,
by the way.
Saida, for the very informative talk.
No problem.
So I'm sure that many of our members will be benefited from this information. So if anyone have any questions, please post
Yeah,
it,
I think,
either post it on the chat or
yeah.
raise your hand. We call your name and then you can unmute yourself and ask the question. So I think there is another question from Sandeep.
Mhm.
What podcast do you recommend?
So there are quite a few podcasts that are available on our website. There's loads of podcasts around AI opportunities, career opportunities in cybersecurity. And there are actually podcasts around those as well. So have a look on our website, but even just general podcasts around things like sustainable computing for digital leaders, or just general podcasts around the industry is a really good way just to understand the industry a bit more, and just kind of expand your knowledge a bit more as well. It's a really good way. I'm just going to share the link now. So have a look at that, and that's our articles, opinion and research link that I've sent over. That includes the podcasts and articles that you can have a read to stay in the loop of the industry trends.
Thank you, Taiba. We
Someone,
have a question from Laura.
yeah.
How useful would you say a membership is for a student nearing graduation?
Yeah, I think, yeah, something. So if you are in your final year, for example, this is a really good opportunity to actually take the membership, because obviously you're closer to to employment, and so kind of working full time and things like that. So I think this is a really good opportunity now to even kind of opt for the membership, or even if after you graduate, you can also apply for associate level membership as well. And again, it's a really good way to kind of boost your profile within the industry. So I'd say it's pretty useful, because there's the benefits within the membership is, things like you have access to CPD online learning. You've got access to, a wide networking resource, and especially once you enter kind of like the world of like work within the industry, it's a really good way to help further progress in that as well.
Very much. And we have a question from Diana. How does the BCS compare with corresponding organizations in other countries?
So BCS, the membership body, is internationally recognized. So essentially, if you're from another country, for example, if you're based in another country, again, this we are internationally recognized. So we have qualifications that's also recognized across the globe as well. So it's a really good way to actually show other organizations in other countries that you are part of. The UK-based member-led organisation, and again, like I said, because we are recognised globally, the employer will also see that as a useful kind of resource as well.
Very much. And it's not a question, as we have a comment from James. So the mentor and the mentee is a great opportunity. I myself have put myself for both to help people get into the industry as a penetration tester myself, as well as looking for how to improve myself to the next level. Yeah, do you have any comments about this, Taiga?
Yeah, no, I agree. Having a mentor will really help you, I guess, like mentioned, kind of elevate to the next level as well, because you're getting that expert advice, expertise from the mentor, and someone who has knowledge and experience within the field, and someone that you can learn from, is a really good opportunity as well to help improve yourself. And again, it kind of goes back to personal branding as well, if you're someone who is constantly looking to improve themselves, it's a really good way again to put yourself out there. So thank you so much for your comment, James. There's a question about how can we get FedIP membership through BCS. I don't know too much detail around that, unfortunately. But I could find that out for you if once I get more information on it. But unfortunately, I don't know too much around FedIP membership.
Thank you.
But what I'll do, Abu, I will send any further information if you'd like me to, and then you can forward that on to the
that
person
would
who
be
had asked.
fantastic. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be really good. Thank you. We have a question from Mo Saida. So few slides back, you did mention it is important to have enough experience to put ourselves out in a career path. If I'm currently a student and graduate, surely I will have less experience opportunity compared to other people who might already be employed. How can BCS contribute in putting its members out to the front in their careers? Thanks.
That's actually a really good question. Thank you so much for your question, Mo. But essentially, we've got loads of kind of opportunities to help actually put our members out there. So we've got volunteering opportunities where you can be part of the volunteering committee as well. And this is a really good way to again to put yourself out there and again volunteer in things like events, online events, in person, and also just kind of getting involved with the specialist groups. Learn the more involved you are within a specific specialist area, let's say, the more likely that you are that you will get spotted from your fellow peers or employers as well. So it's a really good way to actually get involved in these groups, specialist groups, and volunteering opportunities and events and things like that. So yeah, I think yeah, and as well as that, just having a look at our online CPD resources as well is a really good way to boost your opportunities even further when it comes to looking to work within a specialist domain, for example.
Thank you very much. And James
There
Sound,
was a little comment from James as well. As
yeah,
anyone
James said
here would
if
like to
anyone
contact
here
me.
would like to
Thank you, James.
contact me, feel free to reach out with a message on LinkedIn. James Sound, currently based in Leeds, to help you find me. And he's also our committee member. So, James,
Yeah.
if you want to say something, by all means do that, or I am sure that people will reach out to you anyway. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you
Oh,
very much,
awesome.
Abu. Sorry, it was a great talk. I really appreciate it. Yeah, the BCS has done wonders for me. Especially I sort of looked at it towards my final year, towards just after graduation, and it definitely helped me secure a lot of opportunities when it comes to jobs. It was something they looked at, and nearly in every interview I had, they mentioned it being like, "Oh, remember the BCS? You have a lot of involvement within the whole cybersecurity community, not just interested in the day-to-day life of it. You're interested in the whole sort of cybersecurity and everything that goes along with it. It really helps you and benefits you. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. As I said, I've just put forward myself as a mentee and a mentor as well. So if anyone wants to contact me about regarding any opportunities, I've also on the BCS website for the mentors. So please feel free to reach out and I'll help you the best I can. Thank you very much for the talk as well. It's very insightful.
No worries. Thank you so much, James, for your feedback. Really appreciate it. Awesome. We did have quite a lot of questions, so thank you everyone so much for your questions. For those who can't think of a question right now, or will probably think of a question later on, Abu, you can share my email address if you'd like so, or you can also directly email Abu and then he'll ask me. So hopefully I'll be able to answer those as well through Abu. So yeah, other than that, I wish you all have a lovely evening and enjoy the rest of your evenings. And this session is recorded, so the recording will be shared as well with you, and also the slides will also be shared as well with you for those who want to catch up on the slides that I mentioned.